All
Yes.
good. What is like their approach, to their responsibility for the issue of accessibility in New South Wales? And is their response acceptable to you?
Yeah, and I think I probably answered that in my last question. Like it's been quite frustrating. I mean, the government did at the very beginning when I first was elected, we were having the Invictus Games, so we held a few protests, a few wheelchair users and I, about having access to the Harbour Bridge. And we campaigned for that in 2000 when Louise Savage was racing over the Harbour Bridge at the Paralympics and we didn't get it. So it was really great to be able to put pressure on the government. And then the government actually managed to find the money to install those two lifts. So I think it's time to start thinking about finding the money to make our society inclusive and working with people with disabilities. Like that's the job of the minister, to listen to what's not right out there and really work to get things right, not just to cut cost corners, to cut people with disabilities out of their communities.
Exactly,
I'm
exactly. It
passionate
is
about
all about
that.
accessibility and inclusion. Very
Yeah,
important. Speaking of
yeah.
which, considering your electorate of Gosford, uh, how are access issues are catered for in your local area?
And it's interesting when I first put up my hand to be the candidate, and this old lady banged her walking stick on my wheelchair and said, "Liesl, I hope you're going to fix up the doctor's surgery in North Gosford." And I think,
Nice.
but, but being in a chair as a wheelchair user around the place, I mean, there's still places that are far from accessible. Today and last night I was at one event, and today I was at another event where I used the microphone from the floor rather than up on the stage because the stage is not accessible. But I think just being there is making people think, and it takes people a while to think about it. There's one place that I've been challenged with, which is in two pieces of private property, two different shopping centres that have had a curb and gutter between them. And so as a result of
Mhm.
this curb and gutter, you can't get your shopping trolleys into the next place. And we've been having a small battle there, I reckon, as a private citizen as well. But finally, this week, we've got the Pavilion and Deepwater Plaza have finally got a ramp between the two locations. So I think possibly as a member of parliament, I give more voice to the people that need to see the changes in the community. But when it's the government departments like transport and without the Minister for Disability standing up for us, that's when I feel let down. If private enterprise is doing it, we've got a lift coming into the local regional youth support service. We've got a ramp coming into Drifters, which is a really funk local bar. And this has been me pushing for a while. So I think pushing, but I really feel it's got to be the government. It's got to be the buildings built by the government have to be inclusive as well. Like we should be leading the way, not dragging our feet.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, you need to be a role model for these people. And you're doing a hell of a good job. Awesome. But there are some challenges. And so, what kind of accessibility challenges do you face yourself in your life and occupation as an elected representative?
Yeah, well, I mean, as I said, some of the venues aren't very accessible. There's one place where I get out of my chair and I waddle up the stairs and get someone to carry my chair up. But as I said, that place is getting a lift. That place is getting a ramp put in at the moment. So
Nice.
I think me being
Awesome.
there is just pushing away. My parliamentary office has got a ramp coming up the side. I've got a great big bathroom, which is really good. I've got parking out the back, which has got a step to get on one side, but I just am around and go in the roller door. So I think like you've got to choose your battles. Like I think all of us who live with physical disabilities have to choose our battles about access and inclusion. And it's really quite a difficult thing. Like as I said before, the access to the Harbour Bridge or making the Parliament accessible, I really made my first challenge was a really public thing. It was access to Harbour Bridge rather than my workplace. So the other thing, as I get older and my shoulders are getting older, I'll be looking at working with job access to maybe get a mobility device on the back of my manual chair to protect my shoulders a bit longer and get around the tough carpets of the Parliament House. Like seriously, federal
Yeah.
Parliament's got to be the softest carpet, which just makes it so hard. And our parliament's not easy either. So there's a few day-to-day things as well, which like you just got to work out solutions. And as I said, choose your battles.
Exactly. Manually rolling around on a wheelchair on carpet is not a great thing. It requires an extensive workout. You
Yes,
and I both
indeed,
know
indeed.
that. No,
I
all
hear
good,
you.
all good. Considering everything when it comes to accessibility for the built environment, how best can people with disabilities affect the process of sustainable policy changes in New South Wales and more broadly across Australia?
Well, it's interesting. I've been down to Canberra and I've had a meeting with Jordan Steele, as Jordan, just to
Yeah,
talk about what we can do as a collective. We've got a parliamentarian who's an arm amputee, Matt Cowdroy in South Australia. We've got another member of the Western Australian Parliament who's in the, I think it's the Cannabis Party, who's also registered as having a disability.
cannabis.
So
Wow.
my vision now, and I said I will coordinate this, is to bring the four of us together so we have some conversations on a broader, like now that we've got Zoom, it's fantastic. So we can have broader conversations across New South Wales. I've done a presentation before with Ali France, who ran against Peter Dutton, who's a below knee amputee. So I think, and we've also, since I've been in the Parliament, we've set up something called Labor Enabled, which is a group of people with and without disability who are got Labor values, who are interested in policy change. So we meet on a regular basis as well. So for me, it's about letting people know that they have a right to have a voice and how they can reach out to their local member of Parliament about their disability concerns. A lot of that stuff, when it's NDIS, it's like, don't hesitate to reach out to your federal member of Parliament about your NDIS challenges, and reach out to your local member of Parliament about your physical community challenges, physical access challenges, especially on public property. It's challenging, and a lot of that is council related issues, but your local member of Parliament can go into bat for you about challenges to physical access in your local community as well. So, and then I suppose there's all sorts of other things about making sure our sports fields and our sporting opportunities. So we've got NSOs with national sporting organisations, Wheelchair Sports New South Wales, that can help deliver there as well. So there's lots of different angles, but your local MP can help you with physical access, or your federal MP can help you with NDIS access and information.
Yeah, how
Coarse.
great is that people with disability are, representing the local and also, yeah, people all around Australia. We need more of that disability representation. Very
Yeah, and
important.
we've got a fabulous, yeah, we've got a fabulous guy on Lake Macquarie Council. So even at local, state, and federal level, I just think we have the right to be in there. But I think a
Of
lot of the
course.
time you've got to be involved in a political party that aligns with your values, and that's part of being part. And that's what I did. I just joined the local Labor Party branch and became part of that branch, and that's where this opportunity has arisen for me. And that opportunity is there for all of us. So you can, if you're a bit political, you can put your hat in the ring as
Mm.
well.
That's awesome. Sounds good. Something to know. Anyway, thank you very much, Liesl, for I guess, allowing us to pick your brain and to help us understand, the role of Parliament. Um, Thank you once again for joining us. It's been such a pleasure to have you on the show. And look, we we always look forward to you coming back. And
Yeah,
so my
no,
hat goes off to you. Keep doing what you do. You're amazing
I'm
at
more
it.
than happy. Yeah, I'm more than happy to come back again. It's been fabulous talking to you. But seriously, reach out to your local state or federal MP if you've got issues about living life with challenges that you think they might be able to help with.
Awesome. Thank you. And you've been watching CripChat, your weekly podcast on everything disability. Join us next time
I will.
as we talk about all things disability. Goodbye for now.